I'm Lee Kelly, and I've been trying to make art for quite a while. I start with a complex group of old memories, old sketches, and I try to fit them into some context using contemporary materials and processes. And America is a great place to get things built, but it's a very poor place to develop ideas. So it's a long going process of distilling, picking and choosing and discarding, and finally coming up with something that you think might work. I'm very blessed right now with Cassandra and Carter, and so the three of us are really the ones who produce the work here now. Well, my art practice depends deeply on American industry. So the studio really works in conjunction with, right now it's BBC Steel who does laser cuts all the parts, and then we do the welding and finishing here. And it's a very nice way for me to work. I used to have to hand cut everything with a very tedious kind of process, and now it's just a clean drawing, and it all comes back beautifully cut. When we first moved out here in Oregon City, or South Oregon City in '63, this was a derelict piece of property that had been badly abused. And the first inclination was to develop a place to work, to be able to sustain ourselves. And the other one was to put this 5 acres back into some sort of balance. And that still goes on today, as Cassandra's still building soil, and the trees are, of course, are quite large by now. So that's kind of how the place, the studio is integral to the place, and the place is dependent on the studio. The collection of writings come from old sketchbooks that we've been mining through. Some of it's new, some of it's old, some of it's without meaning, some with carefully crafted thoughts, some are just a jumble of words. Nepal, we walked up the valley to a Tibetan monastery where we lit butter lamps. Later, we crossed the Kosi River on a high bridge and Kumar fashioned small leaf boat, and we loaded it with the offering: a candle, rice, small coins, and soil from Bonnie's garden. The boat floated into the torrent and disappeared. From Nepal, maybe it floated to India, into the Ganges, and then into the Bay of Bengal, where Bonnie's ashes would become part of the great delta as the Himalayas wash into the sea. Yucatan piece is very much just a fantasy of what might have been. If you imagined the Mayans had a unicycle they used on the beach at Cosmo or someplace. And that is kind of a little bit of an homage to David Smith. Some of his great pieces were where he used reclaimed wheels and made them look like they could travel. Of course, they were welded shut and couldn't move. Future comes 1 hour at a time. Day starts with gray light and pain, but the sun on the hills and friends, the days move on. Sculpture is the process of making objects to explore our relationship with each other in the world.